So welcome to Penny's Designs. This is a live stream with live peoples chatting in chat. It's recorded for Ustream.tv and also for YouTube for people to watch at their leisure. I did have a request from one of the YouTube watchers that asked if we could do this grungy effect that I was using my... I forgot what they're called. Oh goodness me, it's too early. Neocolor 2s and Neo Art bars by complementary colours, so grunging each one up. And she said, could it be done with watercolour pencils? So I thought I'd have a go with the Dirt watercolour pencils, but I'd also have a go with the inktense pencils because they're, of course, very vibrant. So I've chosen a carmine pink, a 0520, and a leaf green 116. Now mine are different because this is a very old set and then this is a very new set. So I've got a mixture. And I've had mine a long time. So I'll zoom in and you might be able to see what I'm doing a little bit clearer. So I've got the red, so I may as well start on this one. So I've got red, I think I'll do it this way, and then I'll put the green where the shadow is. So I put the darker colour where it's cross-hatched, and it doesn't matter what you're doing, and I've left the lightest bit there. And I am using my Dirt watercolour pencils because they seem to be the driest that I can find. But you could do this with just a barely damp brush. So you want to activate the pink or red first, and then activate the green, and if you see you did have a bit of pink on that green, it's dulled it immediately. And then very carefully, just one sweep over that pink has dulled it. Any more and you'll end up with this colour, which is a grey tone, because complementary colours mixed together make nice greys. So that's quite nice. When you look at this, basically we've taken a very vibrant pink and a very bright, fairly bright green, and we've dulled them down, we've grunged them up. And I was playing about with that. So that's how that worked by accident. So we like those two. I might try the red with a different green. That's a teal green. I want just an ordinary bog standard. I think that's aquamarine. And that was an olive. I really want just a very basic leaf green. And I think I've picked up teal leaf rather than leaf green. So I'll go in my magic Derwent art bag and pick out field green. I think, what's that one? That one is just a very basic, Hucker's green. Hucker's green is a really nice, bright, proper green. And I'm going to have to cheat, and I've just found this on my desk. I have to shout at myself and cringe, but I've just used my Derwent pencil sharpener. So I'm going to sharpen, I'll do this one. So at the bottom we've got the green, just very carefully scratching a little bit of colour, just like I did with the Neos, and then we want a little bit of pink, and I've left the top. Make sure the brush is clean, because whatever you've got on there will activate it. So we've activated the pink, and then we can draw that over the green. Now I'm going to clean the brush because there's a lot of green on here. If I show you how much green's on here, it's a fair amount, and that's why my paper palettes work, because you can work from a paper palette by picking the colour up. So I'm just going to go over there again, and I'm just going to mix the two together, and what will happen is the pink will grunge up. It's not working, I don't know what I've done wrong. I'll do a different section. I think if you wet it twice, it's dry. So I need to leave that alone, otherwise it won't do it. So we'll do this bit here. It's probably difficult because this is kind of a picture rather than just a shape. So you have to put a bit more thought in. But if you can see, that's grunging that up. The red is grunging the green up, and the green is grunging the red up. So you get a grunged effect. It's not a bright red anymore, and it's not a bright green. And again, if we just put Hooker's green there and carmine pink, clean the brush, you can see that that was the pink and that was the green, and now they're completely grunged. But you've got to do it fairly quickly. If you let it dry, you're left with your two bright colours. And I didn't think about maybe we put all pink on the top. You've obviously, because it's a house, it's a shape, you've got to think more of colour rather than just doing it. When I was doing the pipe work for the robot, it was easier. So the pink there, activate that pink, carmine, and then grunge up the green, and then with the green you can then grunge up everything else. Apologies for the noise, it's going to be one of those days, so apologies. So you've got a grunged effect, and you can play with light and dark, and cross hatching makes a difference as well, but it's just a little bit kind of different than having those really in your face gorgeous inktense colours. So if we try a reddy red with this Hooker's green, you will get a completely different effect. So I'm going to go to this one. Apologies for the monster. So red at the top, and this one is Poppy Red 104 and Hooker's Green 1520. Now sometimes the colours, the numbers change because mine are this hexagonal set is old and this completely round set is newer. I think the strips are slightly different as well. So again, a little bit of each, and depending on whether you want more red or more green. So activate that gorgeous poppy red, which is very vibrant, and then as you activate the green, it will grunge down. It's not going to be that bright green. And then just very quickly go over that red, and what you've got is a grunge. And again, I'll show you what they look like normally. Hooker's green is normally quite a bright green, and poppy red so that means that for every colour you have, the 72 inktense, if you add its complementary, you've now got 144. Because you can now grunge down and make a grey tone. So if for example, you wanted a shadow here, you would, and this is for any watercolour, so you've got your beautiful bright green, and say there's a leaf and it's curled underneath, adding a touch of red will give it a shadow, will tone it down a bit. But in this particular instance I want it all grungy, but if you left it quite bright underneath you would have a dark shadow tone by just adding its complementary colour, and that's why you never use Payne's grain if you can help it. Always get better greys, better shadows if you use the complementary colour rather than a grey or a black. So I now need a bright yellow, and I'm very sorry my hands are so bad today. My daughter's been using this and it's full because of course they never empty anything, and you can hear the strip as you do it. It breaks my heart, but I don't have a choice. So we have blue and orange, and I quite like this tangerine colour. And so I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a different one here. So I've got orange here and purple. It's deciding which purple I want. Thistle's a little bit purplish. Yeah, it's what we would call a purple, so we'll try that one. Clean brush. Activate that really nice bright orange colour. Go into the purple and you'll see they're both grunged down. Not quite as much because it probably was more of a reddy orange than an orange, and again that's your experiment. Play with the colours you've got. What's this one? If it's more red then you should be more green. So I like the purple. I think I might have, that was thistle. I did bring up another purple, dark purple, so we'll try this one. So we've got dark purple there, and then we've got this tangerine, which is, it's a bright orange. It's not an orange, a true orange, it's a bright orange. Clean brush. Activate the orange, so that's very vibrant, very bright. So we've definitely got orange on there, and then we can activate the purple. Now the purple is already a little bit grungy, and there'll be too much here, it would take that to very dark, so I'm just going to take that purple off and then pick a bit up and then just dole that tangerine down. So we've got a grungy orange. It works best with true complementary colours. So that means, if I can pull this out of here, that if you have the bright red, you want the bright green. But if you have a reddy orange, you want a blue green, because that's across, exactly across. The same with the purples. If you have a violet, which is a true purple, you want a true yellow. But if you have an orange yellow, like a yellow ochre, you actually want a blue violet, which is French ultramarine. So yellow ochre would be good with French ultramarine, because they're dead opposite each other. And if you vary them, you get different colours again. So this one worked quite well because they were true bright green and bright red. The purple was a little bit too dark, So it should have been on a yellow orange rather than a ready orange rather than an orange orange, which is what I used. But again, it's a play, it's an experiment. So the next one is blue and yellow. So I've got a cad yellow, and I've got a lagoon. I should have used that one. Oh, I did the wrong one, didn't I? I've done the wrong one. It's my fault. That's why it didn't work. It's blue and orange. That's why it didn't work. It's blue and orange. It's my fault. It's yellow and purple. And blue and orange. It's too early in the morning this morning. So I'm going to go back to this one. And I'm going to put yellow on the highlights, and I'm going to put purple underneath. So we need our really, really vibrant bright yellow. And if I didn't stop watching the camera, it wouldn't go over the lines. And then you're just touching that blue. No, that's not right. Why am I doing this wrong? Because blue and yellow make green. It is blue and orange. Oh, I picked up blue, that's why I wanted purple. It should be purple and yellow. It's because that one looks purpley, that's why. Let me have a look. Right. The Egypt's test is failing fast today. Right, orange. And its complementary colour is blue, which is lagoon.